Let's do a quick review. We can see here that we have a circle as our first shape divided into three parts. We call those thirds. We have a square divided into four. This can be quarters or fourths. We have a pentagon divided into five. We call these fifths. And our final shape is divided into 10, and we can call those tenths. Today we're going to look at fractions as part of a whole. So in this case, 4/4 make up one whole strip. In our second example, it was divided into thirds, and we can see that 3/3 make up one whole, or 10/10 can make one whole. In this example, we can see that one part of the four parts is shaded in. So we could say 1/4 is shaded, and 3/4 or 3 out of the four parts are not shaded. In our second example here, we have 2/3 that are shaded in, and 1/3 or 1 out of 3 parts is not shaded. And in our final example, we see that 6/10 or 6 out of 10 parts are shaded in, and 4/10 are not shaded in. Here's our question. What fraction of this rectangle has been colored in? Well, a fraction is a part of a whole. We can see that one part is colored in, and there are four parts in the whole. So let's put these numbers into fraction form. Where it says whole, we're going to replace with the number of parts in the whole. In this case, there are four parts. And there is one part that is colored in. So we have a fraction of 1/4, or 1/4. Now let's look at the same image, but this time let's create a fraction for the part that is not colored in. Again, a fraction is a part of a whole. We can see that 3 parts are not colored in out of the 4 parts in the whole picture. If we put this into fraction form, there are 4 parts in the whole. There are 3 parts not colored in. So our fraction would be 3 out of 4, or 3/4 are not colored in. We can describe this image, this shape, with two different fractions. We can see that 1/4 or 1/4 of the rectangle is colored in, and 3/4 or 3/4 of the rectangle is not colored in. Let's look at another example here. What fraction of this rectangle has been colored in? Again, part of a whole. We can see that 2 parts are shaded and there are 3 parts all together. So if we put this into our fraction form, we have 3 parts all together. That's our whole. And we have 2 parts that are shaded in. So 2 out of 3, or 2/3 of our rectangle, have been colored in. Now let's look at the part that has not been colored in. A fraction, again, is a part of a whole. We can see that one part is not colored. There are 3 parts all together, and so our fraction would be 1/3, or 1/3 of the rectangle is not colored in. Again, we can describe this shape with two different fractions. We can see that 2/3 of the rectangle, or 2 parts out of 3 altogether, are colored in, and 1/3 of the rectangle is not colored in.